Hey everyone, it's your old pal Hugh from Web Dimensions, and I'd like to welcome you to another Software Corner. Today I got some awesome guests with me. Got Mr. Patrick Tuttle, Gary Affron, and Leon Bristow from Ranking Factory Revolution. Now, if you're a subscriber of mine, you probably heard of the Ranking Factory before because I did do a review of this last year. Now, the Ranking Factory is an amazing it's like a bunch of programs, really, but it's basically a technique for getting traffic in rankings from Google using all the cool things that you can use for free in Google, such as the Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Calendar, Slides, all kinds of things that you might not even know about, but Google has just waiting for you to dig in and start using completely free of charge. And of course, Google is the biggest search engine on the internet, so whatever you put into Google's internals, they're going to basically cogitate on that and provide you with some nice SEO rankings for whatever you're trying to use. So that's what the Ranking Factory and Ranking Factory Revolution is all about. So that having been said, I'd like to turn it over to these guys because they're going to show us just how this whole thing works. So, Gary, Patrick, Leon, take it away, guys.
All right, great. Let me just start off by, for those of you who don't know who we are, I've been in the background of the internet business for quite a while, developing software and software tools. I'll just kind of say that Dr. Leon has just been a master of YouTube and internet marketing for many, many years, has some of his own courses as well. And just last year, just before we started the Ranking Factory, Hugh, Gary came up with a course called Ultimate Video Ranking.
Right.
Put that on, you may recall, and put that on the Warrior Forum as a relatively unknown, author of a product. And, Gary, I think you were what? Warrior of the Day or whatever they call it for like a zillion years, or what was it?
It was product of the day, but it was actually the top product for the first 7 days that it was on there.
WSO.
Yeah, WSO, and
Right.
and we really stayed right in the top for right at a month.
Fantastic.
Stayed right at the top.
So you're pretty much an expert in ranking videos and that type of thing on YouTube.
Yes.
Well, of course, that's part of Google. Don't forget the viewers.
Right. Yeah, I've been ranking videos for some time on YouTube. I actually did a number of the training videos for Gary's UBR course because I've been using the Google to rank my videos for a number of years. And the Google backlinks is where you gain all your power. Do you want to explain that a little bit, Gary?
Well, the thing that we really found was when we stacked or siloed those properties, we just flowed so much juice to our target video at the time for the course that we could dominate other people's videos that had what we call RPI or had tons of views or had lots of authority, and we just pushed them to page 4, and for the most part, with videos that had 4 views and 2 views, but they outranked everything that we typically think is a ranking factor. So we found that basically authority outdoes relevance. And that's a big statement, guys. You want to understand what I mean by that. Authority, when we push all this authority towards a target, it outdoes the content or the relevance of that content. And we've all been taught here recently that Google's putting a lot of emphasis on content. But what we found is that's not actually true in how it treats its own properties.
But the really cool thing is when you see what we've done here, Hugh, we've added the content part of it, the relevance part, to the authority.
Mm.
So now we've got like a double barrel shotgun. So that's what Dr. Leon's going to share with you guys today. But one of the interesting things for somebody that may not know is Leon, why don't you pull up your Google Drive and real quick if you can, and just show people all of the things that they have available to them that are free, like Hugh said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Google Docs, which is equivalent to WordPress, Google Sheets, which is equivalent to Excel, Google Slides, which is the same as a PowerPoint, right? And more.
Forms, drawings, maps, sites, which is kind of making websites out of nothing in Google. They love that. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's their own platform. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, gosh, if we're going to make a website, maybe we should make a Google website, right? Every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go through all of that.
I picked up from you guys, and it's been amazing over the last year, what I've done with some of my stuff. So go ahead.
Yeah, cool. So Dr. Leon's going to just kind of go through the new revolutionary software that we put together, which is a suite of different products. As we just showed you, a suite, you know, for the sheets, a suite for the slides, a suite for everything. So a suite. So we're just going to let Dr. Leon go through that. And if you have any questions, you know, just let us know.
All right, guys. We're going to take this from left to right mostly. And so we're going to start over here with what we call short links. Google used to have a shortener, and they've decided to take that away, but they also have a cloud-based shortener called Firebase. And so we've added Firebase shortener in here. And the interesting thing about Firebase is not only can you get your shortened link, if you drop that link into social media, you can actually have it show your title and description will carry with that link. And so this is a post, and nothing was put there except for the link. Everything you're seeing here is actually what was carried with that link.
Right. In other words, it does a forwarding lookup of the 301 link on the other end, rather than just show you basically the
you actually
no data, right?
You actually post what you want that to show right here. You put your title in here.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they have a special metadata for the 301 link.
Exactly. Your title goes in here, drop your link in here, and then over here you put your description in, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
So is that a Google thing, or is that a you guys?
Firebase is a cloud system, but it is owned by Google, yes.
Okay, so is that sort of like what Google's replacing their URL shortener with?
Exactly, in a way, but you've got to get onto the cloud system. So you've got to get Google Cloud and then go into Firebase, and then you can set this up.
And you can do that without buying an account, without paying for anything?
Well, your Google Cloud account, they give you a $300 credit. Okay. So you do have to give them your credit card, but they do give you a $300 credit for the first year.
Okay, because I just know that I'm going to get this question from my viewers. So how much does it end up costing you after
on the Firebase?
It's like negligible, right? It's nothing? Pennies or?
No, I mean, you won't even use up your $300 in a year.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
And then is it a 1 year free tier, or is it go on forever after that?
1 year.
And then what are they, if I may ask, I'm sorry for the negative, but what do they charge you after 1 year?
Well, like one of our associates, Terry, that uses this all the time, you know, I think over the last 6 months, he's maybe spent $18.
Okay, that's quite negligible.
Yeah.
I understand. Same kind of with S3. Yes. You get a free tier for a year and then very negligible once it does kick in. So that's
correct.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead.
So that's pretty much it for the short links. We're going to go on to the next tool, which is the HTML creator. And what we're actually doing there is taking advantage of the cloud. What we do is simply fill out our title, variations, content.
Now, before, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is this your software now we're looking at? Okay, because it looks a lot like the previous screen that was the Google Firebase, but that was also your software though, right? It just has an API to the Google stuff. So I don't want to be confused, but you said that was the Google thing, but actually this is your interface to your software that controls the Google stuff that we're looking at.
It's a software on your computer that's going to do everything for you into whatever section we're working on.
Right. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. We are looking at the Ranking Factory Revolution software right now.
Right.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
Oh, that's fine.
Hey, Hugh, interestingly enough, everything that we're going to share with you, you can do by hand.
That's what I was checking, and I know that's what's so beautiful about this. And if we can sort of share that quickly with our audience, that's what I'm kind of probing, because that's great value for them. But also, when they move forward and do hopefully get involved with the Ranking Factory Revolution, it leverages, huge power into the system that you can't necessarily get by hand. You can get some by hand, but not without a tool that really lets you leverage that power. So go ahead, please.
Right. In the HTML section, we're going to create an HTML page. And so you just simply fill out the information. Once you've done that, you can actually save that information. So if you want to reload it, you can hit the load and pop up and put it back in just like that. Cool. So we've actually filled that out previously, and now we just load it back in. The one thing you have to do, though, is what we're doing is we're taking these target keywords and the URL, and we're making them anchor text in the HTML. So we have to convert that to anchor text by hitting this button. And it will take just a little bit before that fills in. So give it just a second. There we go. Bingo. And I'm just pop USA in the maps here.
So it looks like it made a bunch of links over there.
Yes, you're anchor texting to all of these keywords. So this is a keyword where you're using this one link, and each of these are going to be tied to that link with anchor text. And so we can come right over here and preview the whole thing. So you can see the video is there. There's our text.
What is the video? This is a video that was created by the system?
This is a video I created for another tool we have.
Oh, okay. So basically that's not part of the output right now, or it's a link that you added to the interface, which got then put into the document. Fine. Right. I'm just asking because I do video stuff, so I just sort of know.
Yep, you just drop your video link in there, and we just put in USA for the map, and so you can see the maps there.
So it's kind of similar to what you were teaching before with the Google Sites thing, where you embed a video and you embed a map and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay.
So on down here, here's dropped off.
Where are the links that you right down the bottom? Okay, so you've got, and then where do all those links go to, if I may ask?
Well, I've anchor texted them to the target, which is my video. So I'm actually
so all those links are going to a video that you want to rank?
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what you're seeing over here. This target URL is a video URL.
Ah, okay. So whatever, you can put any link in there, and all those keywords will then point to the link.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And so we can use a map location by just typing in what your location is, or an embed code. You've got your YouTube URL. And so this sets everything up so that we make an HTML page. And then the next part of this is we can send that
cool part,
HTML page over to Amazon.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Google Cloud. We can send it to Azure, and we've got 3 others if you had them in here. And so all we have to do is go grab the bucket.
Yeah.
Grab the bucket, and then we're ready to hit this button right here, and we can run it to the cloud.
And so these are, just to clarify, basically you have these services like S3 and stuff that give you storage, but you can also turn them into public-facing websites. So that's where you're pushing all this content to.
Right. You got Amazon, you've got Google, and Microsoft. And what we're actually doing is we're stacking them. So the Google Cloud has the link of the Amazon in it, and then the Microsoft has the link of the Google in it. So they're stacking in this direction.
And what I love about this is that, contrary to what I saw a year ago, you're not just limiting to Google properties anymore, which is very healthy, I think. I like that. Looks fantastic. Looks
Well,
really
Hugh,
powerful.
I mean, just think of it. You've got 3 cloud properties that have domain authority between 80 and 90, whatever, right?
Right.
So
right.
as you continue to stack those, you can see in the value of that stacking juice, coming out that bottom end and giving you all that authority.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that really works, huh?
Yeah.
So here I dropped in a link over on Microsoft, and we can see the HTML page that was created, and everything's there. And all we have to do then is when we hit this link, it's no longer Microsoft. Now we're over on the Google.
So you got like parallel links to all the other providers where you pages where you have stored on the other providers. So they're all
stacked links.
cross-siloing to each other.
Silos, right.
Exactly. They're stacking to each other. And this one will take you over to Amazon S3.
So like the viewers might not know because every page looks pretty much exactly the same, but every time he clicks that link, he's basically loading the same page, but on a different cloud where he's put it.
Just like this right here.
Fantastic.
And here's the beauty of it. Let's get over to the software a second. We can then translate this into any other language.
Hold on, Hugh. Hold on, Hugh.
Yeah, I'm about to.
You've never seen this before. Watch this.
Here's language 2, language 3, language 4, language 5. You can go as far as 24 languages.
Can you tell me how does it help you to have the different languages?
You're basically creating more links with relevance, but in a different language. Google recognized that as different, okay? It's not the same. And so basically you're creating that.
Like it more backlinks to the same content, but it's not duplicate content.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And does it help any internationally in any way, or is it just for ranking to do that?
We believe it's helping internationally, but we haven't actually sat down and done a lot of tests on it.
Okay.
But these sites will, and we've proven it already, Hugh, just in English, the sites will rank on the first page of Google, right? So if that's the case, then they're going to rank for the languages somewhere on Google. And, we all know that in the United States of America, 100% of everybody in this country speaks only English, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. But we as marketers, think of it this way, what do? We put everything out 100% in English.
Well, that's the route of least resistance.
Right. But now with the click of a button, you can create everything that we're sharing with you in 24 different languages.
Right.
And get all that low-hanging fruit. Because the reality of it is, I go, and I'm not being ethnic, but I go to the Chinese store and I pick up my Chinese dinner. They're all chatting Chinese, but they all understand English. Right. So they search in Chinese, but they're doing business in English. Right? So they're not searching in English. So this is a beautiful way of penetrating, markets that have never been touched.
And Hugh would need about 5 languages to go 6 blocks where he's at.
Well, who, me? You're talking about me, or because basically, man, I'm surrounded by non-English or more than one language speaking people down here in Miami. For real.
So this is really, 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 really low-hanging fruit.
In my house too.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
That's pretty much the HTML creator and the cloud stack. We're basically making pages and putting them up on the cloud. We'll drop out of that.
That is wonderful. You've gone so far ahead since last year. You really, really advanced this like exponentially to several levels of magnitude greater than it was last year. So it's fantastic.
I'm going to run over to the G site for just a second. We're going to skip that one temporarily. And basically, we have a G site. It's a little different interface than probably what you're familiar with. And we've got our home page, about us, privacy, contact us, and then
The last one, frankly, the one that you had last year, I tried it for a while and I ended up doing the Google Sites by hand because it was always failing. So this, that is totally different program, right, than this.
Yes.
You got a new one written in C++, and so let's go ahead.
And so we fill this out. Basically, we can grab our images. We can check the themes right here. And we have a section for our content. Put a spin article in, spin it, and then that fills out basically everything in here. So let's go ahead and populate that so you can see what it looks like. If we have the same save and load feature, so once you've done it once, you can save it, and then you just pull up the load. And so let's go in and...
Guys got a great programmer this year, man.
Yeah, we very lucky.
And take it from me, I know, because I'm a programmer myself, as most of my followers know. So this is just light years ahead of last year's model.
Yep. We've repopulated everything in there. The content will be over here now. So you can see it's all filled out. We've got the about us, the privacy, the contact. All this is ready to go and make the site. So it's just however much you want to do as far as the number of pages. You don't have to do all of them. That depends on how you set this up in here. We've got the main page, 3 other pages, and then 6 additional pages if you want more content. And it's all sponged, so it's a different spin on each page.
Wow.
That's pretty much the G site.
Now, the other thing with this, Hugh, is that these can be done in languages as well.
Right.
Let me show you.
You mean translated or just originally done in a different language?
Translated.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So is this, are you going to run it?
One that's done here. There you go.
Here's one. It takes quite a bit of time to run these. So this is one that we've already done. As you can see, it's in a different language. Okay, this is about
this is on Google Sites.
Yep, it's a Google site. And that's our home page. Here's the additional pages. So we've got the additional pages all across here, putting in different headers.
And you're doing this to rank a video or a website?
You can, not just limiting it to any one thing. You can rank whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Having trouble with the, there we go. And you've got your about us, your contact us, and your privacy pages. They're all there. And you can see they're in a different language than English. The original site was done in English. This is Spanish, I believe.
So once again, that goes back to the theory of, you know, the intent of building these is for juice flow to your money site, whatever that is, doesn't matter. The reality is that these things do show up and rank once in a while, right?
And if you change the target link, you can do it like this. You can have your English site, you can have your next language, your next language, your next language, your next language, and you're stacking them all together to drive more juice to the original target on your English site.
Interesting.
But that's up to you if you choose to do that. So
that's just one of the many possibilities.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of possibilities with this. So that's G sites. Let's go back over here to Link Grabber real quick because it's one we like to demo and it's not something most people have seen.
This is one of my favorite little tools.
As we showed earlier, there's a lot of stuff on G Drive, but you have other Google properties. You've got G+, Blogger, YouTube, FeedBurner, Calendar, Photos, all of that. We can actually now search for all these things. All we have to do is put in the keyword we're wanting to look for.
Now, we have to have a disclaimer here, though. The keyword that we're looking for has to be in the title.
Which title?
The title of the document, whether it's a Google site, whether it's a Google Sheet.
So the reason I'm a little bit lost right now is because I just don't understand what we're doing yet.
Yep.
So
you'll see.
Well, Okay.
What we're doing is we're grabbing links we've already made now. Instead of making them at this point, we've already made them.
Okay, so you're trying to basically collect things that you've already published and get the links on them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we're going to do. We're going to
Okay.
do it on the G drive.
And then so you can have basically a readout of the links, or you're going to do something more with that. You're going to show me, I guess. And
Well,
show them watch.
We're going to search for that. So, and in the drive is the slowest one. The others are API driven, so they're much faster, but the drive is the slow one. So it will take a minute or two to get all these up here. So
you think of this idea, right?
Hmm?
Instead of using Word, you now use Google Documents.
Sure.
Same thing.
Right.
Your Word sits on your hard drive.
Right.
Google does nothing with that. The
Right.
same information from that Word file goes onto your Google Doc. That Google document made public gets what?
Link juice.
Is spidered, right? And link juice. So now if we go manually, and this is something that your members can do, they can transfer all their documents and all their PowerPoints and everything over to their Google Drive, and then they can manually go get every single one of the links to every single one of those properties, okay, because they're now juice and they now are being crawled, and so they're now potential, ranking
Sure.
elements. What we did is we got tired of going and trying to find them, so
Right.
we built a tool like you see right here that goes and finds them all for you in less than a minute, and now every single one of those can become, an element for ranking and for juice. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I recall from the previous iteration, part of it was to create tons of short links and then paste them into Google Keep and then publish that as a Google Doc.
We don't even do that now.
We don't do that anymore. So this is kind of the replacement for that?
we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
This
All right.
one is basically taking your backlinks and backlinking them.
Backlinking them.
Okay. Well,
now
now what's the next step? We got the links. Now what are you going to do?
Well, basically, we've gotten the links, but how long would it have taken you to go in individually and
No
find
way.
all the links?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have never done it.
Never. Because I did this, last year, like I said, and all those Google Docs that I made, forget it. You think I can go and find those again? The only way you can do is log in and just find your docs, but then you got to go through each one of them and see
Right.
what the total is and all that. So
You just found them in a minute or two right here. And
that's
so
neat.
the
And
next,
they're all based on the title that you put in, so you know that they're all relevant to a particular niche or whatever.
Well, the keyword, right. So
I mean, here's a presentation. We can pull it up, actually. They're live links. And it's having trouble with the browser, I think. Yeah, it's not showing good.
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah, it's not showing the refresh. That's, oh, there.
On the left, yeah, you go to
Yep.
that.
That one. It's not
No?
working. There's something funny going on with the browser, I think.
Could be go to webinar. It's always messing me up.
Yeah, it missed with things, but let's try a sheet real quick and we'll see. Yeah, there we go. That's a sheet right there. So you can see the links are live. When you click on them, you can get over there.
So
Basically,
it looks like you're actually putting the keyword now instead of just the Google link, for which I used to see before. So that's much better. It must be much better as well.
we're going to take all these links and send them over to our Sheets module. Just by
Okay.
hitting the button, now we're over in Sheets, and you can see all those links are here. We've just
Right.
got a couple of things to fill in. We've got our title here. We're going to select a different account to send these to.
Oh, wow. So then you're going to collect all those things that you put out, and now you're going to put them all together and publish them on another sheet. So now you got links back to all those links too.
Exactly. We're backlinking our backlinks. And so basically, let's go here. We'll make a smaller version here. So they're not the same keyword exactly, but they're still relevant. And what you're going to see, we need a description. Let me go grab the description.
So you making money off of weight loss stuff?
You can make it off of anything.
Uh-huh.
Now you can rank anything.
Well, really glad I've had having this chance to go over with you, because now I'm super psyched to go and start using it.
Well, once we've got it filled in, you've got your major keyword, your minor keyword, which is usually just a smaller version of the major keyword. What you want to do is go over here to preview, and you can see what it's going to look like. There's your links. Here's your first keyword, your second keyword. So you're creating relevance to this link by having these on each side of them in a sheet. But what we can actually do now, let's go back over here, is we can hit this little button hidden way over here on the right side. It says keywords anchor text. And so we hit that button, come back over here to preview, and watch what happens. There we go. Now all these are anchor text links.
Sweet. So the link got applied to all the keywords. So now the keywords are links out too.
Exactly. So now you have 3 sets of links for all of your links in here.
That's amazing.
Well, and we're not quite done yet.
Because you're going to publish it now, right?
Well, let's go over here one more step and think about this. Why just publish it in English when we can publish it in multiple languages as well, all at the same time?
Question.
So what's close around you there?
Well, we've got Spanish, of course. We've got Creole. You have that there, Creole.
But Chinese, Korean, Japanese, French.
Well, sure. They're all relevant in Miami.
We'll just do 3 so we don't get carried away. But basically what we're going to do now is take all of these links onto that sheet. We're going to do it in English and those 3 languages by run the translation multiplier. If we just wanted English, we could run the upload by itself. But if we run this, it will take just a minute to everything to start uploading.
Quick question.
That's our first one in English.
Wow, look at that.
That's our second one in the first language, Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
And here comes Chinese. And here comes French.
Wow.
So you can see it's just that fast.
I'm curious, what service do you use for the translation?
We're using Google Translate.
Okay.
It's run through the cloud. So you have to, it's a Google Cloud Translate, actually.
Just an API that you get from Google.
Sure.
So,
yeah. But why use any other translator when everything we're using is Google?
Might as well. I mean, if it's not going to cost anything.
So we've got 47 links times 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4 in that amount of time.
Fantastic.
So that's like 600 links roughly?
Internals of Google, so tickles Google's innards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once again, Hugh, this is really awesome, and it's something that people can do on their own. But the reality of it is, like you said, they will never ever do this.
I mean, you could do it by hand, but I mean, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to not be complete. I mean, systematizing it is the way to go. No question.
And so all that was done by grabbing links we already had with the link grabber, sending them over to Sheets, setting this up in about a minute, and then setting up our translator, and then basically running it. And now we have all of these links live on the internet.
Cool. And then now, if I may make one more question, because I remember there's a pretty big process when you do this by hand where you have to make that document public and share it with the world and all that stuff. Now, does your software do that auto-magically?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Made public and published.
Wonderful.
One of the things, guys, one of the things I want to throw out there real quick, there are softwares that make backlinks and pages and stuff on the market. But here's the thought that everybody needs to keep in mind is the quality of those that it makes sometimes hurts you more than it helps you. I don't want to go into any particular software, but because these are all Google, they're all high authority, high quality links, and there's not one bad link in this whole bunch. and we can do these on demand all day long and put tens of thousands of backlinks on backlinks if we chose.
That's amazing. And because Google pretty much has a monopoly on the search market, and you're, kind of sweet talking Google with all of this content, that's going to really big up your links in Google, in the search engine.
Exactly. So that was just one quick scenario, basically kind of an end stage scenario where we've done everything else. Now we can take these links, go find them, and put them on other properties. So our next one in line here is our doc stacker, and we have 3 tools inside of there. Here's a buffer doc where we can actually put in a target link, put in our article, and then put in some comments, and of course the title up here. Choose what account we want, and because we're running APIs, I'm in the account just that fast. We're not actually logging in on most of these tools.
That is so much better than before. That was...
Exactly. I'm in that account now. All I have to do is hit run. It'll be in that account. We're not logging in. We're using an API. So it's much faster. And basically your buffer doc can be used for Switchbox SEO. So if you make this your buffer doc, then you can put it your target in any of the other tools you use. You can make it your target URL. And then if you ever need to change it, you just go to this one document, change out that URL, and all that juice is still flowing to everything else.
So Hugh, what Leon's talking about, Hugh?
You said a phrase I didn't understand. Switch.
I was going to say. All right. So here's the thing. Your client is ABC Plumber,
Okay.
right? And you're going all along, and then all of a sudden ABC Plumber says, you've done really a great job. We don't need you anymore, so we're not going to hire you anymore.
Oh, so you can just switch to another client.
Exactly, that fast.
Bingo! I love it.
Change out one link by doing that, and you've changed everything else down line if you use this buffer doc as your target in everything you make.
So you have to make sure you follow that that plan and use the buffer doc.
Here's a really good visual, Hugh. The train, you're standing on the train tracks, and the train is coming at you, and just before it gets to you, you pull the lever, and the train goes off to the left. Right?
That's amazing.
That's exactly what we're doing here.
And so many people that actually do agency work for other people, that's an amazing benefit because, you're always getting screwed by the clients, but you've done all that work and say they still have the juice. So here's a way for you to just turn it off and put it to the paying client rather than the one that jerked you around or whatever.
Totally.
Fantastic.
And here's one we really like too is our article stacker. What we're actually doing here is we put in a main title, and then we can have 4 other titles, so we can actually have 5 articles. And once we have the article, we just hit our put our spin text and hit spin. We'll actually have articles in all of these here. So let's go ahead and set that up. We'll find our load, and let's see.
The load and save, Hugh, is just amazing.
Yeah, it is. The content for articles, do you have to get them somewhere else, or is it generated in the software, or what?
No, right now you're going to have to get them someplace else. And as you remember last time, we shared with you, the perfect content, or the content factory is what we call it now. We're working very closely with that environment to bring in an API so that you can create your really good content there, and then it'll load up over here. That's another feature that will be coming soon. That's another one of our products, but it does and will seamlessly work within Ranking Factory soon.
But that having been said, when you're creating your content specifically on Google, Google doesn't check that content as much as it would if it's an external website that you're trying to rank. So you could even get PLR or something like that and just put in your Google sites and stuff, right?
Yeah, and spin it if you want, but
tweak it till it's good.
We don't want to be really sloppy.
No.
I mean, you still want to be very precise in terms of the relevancy of the content that you're bringing in, because that's what we're doing. As Gary said, we're now combining relevancy with authority.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can make it relevant in any case.
Sure.
Oh, let's go over here.
If you don't, I think that's the point I was making. That if you're a little sloppy, it's not going to hurt you as much as if it's on your own website.
Correct.
But here's our articles. You can see once we loaded them, they're all filled back in. We also have comment section. We can fill in text in there. Basically, so all our articles are all filled in.
So Hugh, let me ask you a question. Do you understand what the comment section that Leon is talking about there?
I vaguely remember you going over it last year, that comments on slides and stuff like that help to pull them up, push them up, and give them more juice.
It's like, here's your postage stamp, right?
Right.
Here's your face,
right?
Here's your sticky,
right?
Your comments go back into the sticky part.
Nah, right.
It's like metadata.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take the comments like Leon is sharing and use those to juice up the face of your document. And Google will read both of them and give you better relevancy. And you can actually spam the comments without a problem. You can
so
stuff
you
them.
have the ability to do that with the software?
Yeah, right there. You just put your comments in.
That's what we're looking at now. Or no,
right, that bottom, right there, that bottom section, comments.
Oh, comment text.
It's one comment box. You just fill it up with your content, if that makes sense.
You're going to see here in a minute. Anyway, basically, we can upload this to HTML doc, or we can upload it as a PDF. So we've got options here. I'm going to run the PDF so you can actually see the comments, and we're going to run our famous
easy button.
Easy button. Let's see where to go. Run translation stack. There it is. So we got to pick some languages over here. Let's try something new. Japanese is good. How about Arabic and Irish? Sound good?
I never knew there was really an Irish language, and I'm Irish.
Unless you're talking like
Super Brogue or whatever, right?
Gaelic.
We're basically ready to run those in all those languages, and all we have to do is hit the Run Translation Stack button. So here we go.
Now, the interesting thing with this, Hugh, is that these are being stacked and being stored.
You're getting 5 articles in English. And as you can see,
that is.
Here's your comment.
They're going onto your Google Drive. I see.
Yep.
Yes. And your anchor text here and all those blue are anchor text in your article.
So these are just articles that you're saving as documents, or?
Yes.
Okay. Did you call this the article stacker? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So this is not the same as the other page stacker that we looked at before.
No, it's not the same as the cloud
A lot
stack.
of stuff to keep track of. I apologize. But it's like each one has a different function for giving you rankings, but they're all different using the different parts of Google.
Right.
Exactly. And other properties as well. Look at this, Arabic. Amazing.
And you see that little flash on the right-hand side come up, that little box? That's the comment section, Hugh.
Oh, nice.
Yep, right here with the picture, that's your comment section.
Okay, so you put like one comment in that box and then it's translated the same comment to all different languages.
Right.
Yep. So basically, this is what you're doing. You're stacking 5 articles deep, one to the other, and that's pointing to, if you use the buffer doc right here, the buffer doc is then pointing to your money side or video.
And then because of the switcheroo that you have, you can actually switch the buffer doc to point to somebody else's money site if that person stopped paying you or whatever.
Right. At any time, you can go ahead and change the link right here, and then you're good to go to wherever you want to point the juice to.
Amazing. That's so great. So well, listen, we're coming up on an hour here, so I don't want to take it too much longer. I'm sure we could go on for 2 more hours, and you've got a lot of more tools in here that we haven't even gone over yet. Maybe there's 2 or 3 things that we can quickly expose or demonstrate, or not necessarily demonstrate, but just sort of explain quickly to the viewers, because I know they probably want to not stay on this call too much longer.
This is Google Photos, and basically we can pull up images from your hard drive, and depending on where the images are, let's go find some images real quick.
While he's doing that, Hugh, I think that the simple explanation of everything that we're doing here is that if you have storage and documents that are relevant to your business or things that you've created for a client or whatever, you really want to move them off of your hard drive, and you want to utilize the power of your Google Drive, right? And so if you have a Word document, you're going to want to convert that to a Google document. If you have an Excel sheet, you want to convert that to a Google sheet, right? If you have move your photos over there. You want to move your PowerPoints that you've made to your Google Slides, right? So if nothing else, I think if everybody would take their properties, move them over to their Google Drive and make sure that they're public, they're going to probably see some, significant or some movement, in their where those documents are pointing to. So if you write a document about your health or your weight loss business, and there's an anchor text in your Word document towards your site, you put that over on your Google Drive, you're going to get that link juice just by doing that. So from a teaching perspective, whether you use this tool or not, that's probably something most everybody should do.
And then I see you're working with images, so I'm going to guess that you're going to put keywords into those images in the exit.
Your metadata should already be in there. These are thumbnails for your videos. So now you can actually take them, put description in here, put comments in here, and upload them to your drive. It's just that simple. So you can do that real easy. And so that's that one. And then we have our slides module, where we can actually fill out up to 5 pages on a slide. Let me load something real quick. And
then you're creating PowerPoint type presentations on Google, and you can have comments on each slide, and you can do all kinds of things to use the slides.
And there is a feature in Google Slides, Hugh, for importing. So if you do have a PowerPoint, you can go to Slides and import it into a Google Slide.
That's fantastic, because I know a lot of marketers have PowerPoints for their webinars and stuff like that. So that's one great way to just start publishing and hope, drive some traffic.
Sure, exactly.
So basically, once you fill it out, your slide content, your first page should be your title or title and subtitle. Your second page should be your video. And then from there, you can put content in. You can have a background image or not. And then we can even use our image here, which is our thumbnail again. And so basically that's a 5-page site right there, slide. And you've got your comments here and your links here, your target URL and your YouTube URL. They're all filled out and ready to go. And so that's pretty much it for the slides.
Well, it's just amazing. It's basically a one-stop Google Love Fest.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this is, and you may take a little time to get to know each section, but once you do, then you're just tickling Google night and day.
No, exactly.
For rankings and whatever you put in, videos, websites, social media posts, sales pages, whatever you want to get traffic to, you just sit here and tweak on this, and you could just work it all day and you'll end up with amazing rankings.
Right. Well, one of the interesting things that we've done as a test, we took a random person that was no longer in the Google 3-pack. Everybody knows what the 3-pack is, right?
It's that formatted display in the search results when you come up in your formatted.
Right. List the 3 businesses underneath the advertising.
Right.
So, we took a person just randomly. They didn't even call him or tell him. He was in number 11, I believe, 11 spot.
Mm-hmm.
And, applied a lot of what you're seeing here. Everything from what we did is within in the suite here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was within less than a week, he went from 11 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now in the snack pack. No clue what we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're able to do that, how easy would it be for your members
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to do that randomly in their city or whatever, take a plumber that's number 3, 4, 5, second page, not getting any business. Don't even tell them you're doing it, because it's not, once you learn this, it's not that hard. As you can see, you can save and load and redirect the juice to wherever you want. And then get that business in the 3-pack and make a phone call and say, hey, Hugh.
Oh, man.
I want you to check your Google listing.
Pay me some money or it's going to go away.
So, and how much you think you could charge that guy for getting in the 3-pack?
Tell me.
Well, it all depends on the ROI of the business. If it's a nail salon, you could probably get $300 to $500. If it's a lawyer, it could get $3,000 to $5,000
a month.
A month.
Yeah.
If it's a plumber, $1,000 is easy, right?
So then you can do the extortion thing where you just come up and say, look what we did. Check. Go type in your name and see, or type in lawyer Miami and see what comes to the top, and they want to keep it there.
Yeah.
Well, sign this contract. Otherwise.
We have one of our guys did it. He did it for a friend of his. There's another story. He did it for a friend of his who wasn't in the stack pack. Had a meeting with him. Told him it was going to cost him $1,000 a month for him to get him there, and the guy said no.
Right.
So what he said is, look, give me $1 and hire me. So he hired him for $1. Okay. He's on retainer. 14 days later, he had another lunch meeting, pulled up the website. The guy was number 1 in the snack pack.
Mm-hmm.
You think he had a hard time getting a check for $1,000?
There you go. Bingo.
So those are some of the things that the power that you can utilize here. And we're going to leave you with one last look at something. And Leon's going to bring up our video marketing that we've done for, by the way, your members are all eligible for our free keyword tool,
Awesome.
keywordtranslationfactory.com. And so I want Leon to go to his browser and pull this up. I want you to see the power of everything that we're doing and how it can translate into your YouTube rankings. Okay. Now, I'll address this very simply by saying keyword translation factory. How hard is it going to be to rank that? Okay. A little hard, but it's not all that hard. But here's what you're going to see is something that's going to shock you in terms of, is it hard, but is it dominating? Okay. So if you go into keyword translation factory, okay.
I see your video on top there.
It's
already
40,500,000 results. And I'm number 4.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot
now,
to...
That's relevant. I mean, that's relevant to a very tough keyword that we're able to penetrate. So a lot of times your members are going to ask, well, can it really do this? Can it really do that? Well, we just penetrated, the top positions, or actually a top position in that very competitive keyword. Here's another keyword translation software, 19 million. Okay. Number 1, right?
Number 1, right under the ads.
Right under the ads. So does this work? Hell yeah, it works.
It worked. It worked last year when basically you were running a jalopy, but now you got a Cadillac, or BMW.
So, and then here's our actual keyword translation factory. Okay.
Exactly.
And we're carrying the first sections of that as well.
Yeah, the
And
very top.
right. And you can see that, we're pretty much going to dominate that whole page. Last week we had all of them, all 8 of them on there.
Mhm.
So it's just dancing around a little bit. But yeah, it certainly shows you exactly, the potential power of sending all this juice.
Yeah, of course, the video search is very accommodating for you as well.
Sure.
You can see that. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I don't.
That's not
wanna
bad right
cut
there.
anybody
Top
off,
4.
But we're getting pretty long here.
We're good.
Sorry, what?
I say I just wanted to share with you as a last thought.
Yeah, well, that's what we needed to see for real. And for the viewers, you know me, and I don't BS around. And I've been familiar with this system now for a year, and now seeing the new one, I'm just totally blown away. And you know that I'm not going to BS you. I use this technique to rank stuff, and it's still ranking, and I haven't even started using the new tool yet. So I'm looking forward to getting in it. It does work, folks. It really does work, folks. And so what else can I say? There is a link at the bottom of this video. If you want to get involved, just follow that link. And believe me, you won't be sorry. Well, guys, thanks so much for being on the call today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm sure that my viewers also appreciate it very much. And I think we've said it all. So on behalf of myself, Hugh from Web Dimensions, Patrick, Gary, and Leon, I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. Talk soon, guys. See you on the front page of Google.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Hugh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.